Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this afternoon meeting between Trinity and Bedford. Starting line for the visiting team, Bedford. On the fence, number 27, James Ritter.
Hello again, everybody, up above the ice here at the JFK Memorial Coliseum alongside Kyle Heavey. I'm Zach Johnston here on Manchester Public Television's coverage of NHIAA Division I boys hockey. Bedford versus Trinity. Trinity is on a heater. They are 3-1. They got Chris Santorino, their starting forward, back in their starting lineup, and they are looking to roll. Bedford is coming off a 4-0 win against Nashua North Sauhegan. They most recently dropped 2 games to Manchester and then to Concord. So they've had a little bit of a bumpy go of it recently. Trinity is on a heater. They're finally back on their home ice, Kyle.
27 days, Zach, it has been since Trinity has had to play a regular season game in the NHIAA Division I standings, and they're glad to be back here in their home ice.
The game is on. Hadley versus Hurley at the center dot to get this going here. Starting goaltenders, it's Savo Fachorik in net for the Bulldogs and Joe Ronzello in between the pipes for the Pioneers. Dave Levesque and Paul Godson are our referees tonight. And here we go. That's Gedson, rather, for the referee. Puck infiltrated into the offensive zone here. Shot, that rang off the iron. Around goes Santorino, pestered by Cameron Hadley. The loose puck gets picked up by Bedford down the wing. Saucered across onto Parker O'Toole, who checks himself into the zone. Fed one across, and it's batted around by Ronzello. He got a piece of that one. Broke up an offensive opportunity for the Bulldogs early.
Look for O'Toole. He is their captain, and he is a stallmate here for the Bulldogs, and he's expected to have a pretty big day here.
Big senior forward. That's Bulio chopping at it. Moves back. Sent across. Santorino swings that away. Santorino can't get a clean shot away, and it ends up redirected into the far side corner. Bulio pickpockets his way around, tries to stay on his feet, and sort of a last-ditch effort swung his stick at it. It's barely kept onside. Chance there for Max Saluto, but he couldn't get to it.
Yeah, Max Saluto and Connor Byroth were kind of getting physical away from the play.
It's chopped in. Pioneers dump it down. It's Finn Lamarche who has it for Bedford. Moved up ice. Here come the Bulldogs. Dumped down by Peter Gupta. Gupta down in the corner. Will take it toward the backhand. He's pestered behind by DeFreitas, who will force the turnover. Pioneers turning around and moving up is Max Saluto. Puck stays in the neutral zone. Saluto gets away from the defender. Saluto trips himself, rather. No penalty. Fed across. It's blocked and dumped down, and it will trickle its way barely for icing.
Well, pretty good first 2.5 minutes of this game here, and we're seeing some things from both teams trying some things out, and now we'll see what they can do here to try to get things going for the Pioneers, who obviously this faceoff's in their defensive zone. They got to be careful here.
And they don't get anything going. Racing down the ice goes Ben Siskavich, and it's in the neutral zone, and here comes Bedford back again. It's Parker O'Toole who has to drop it back, and the Bulldogs will have to recoup here.
unfortunate for O'Toole there. He had some speed, but just wasn't able to get into the zone properly.
They bring back Chris Santorino and Anthony Ronzello, two big pieces that they were missing early in the year, and we haven't seen Trinity in a little bit. Maybe it's more recent than we thought, as that chance is squandered for Bedford, but nonetheless, two big pieces to get back on their team. We know they weren't active for the Christmas tournament, and I think they've played just one game since then when they beat Exeter. Here comes an opportunity for the Pioneers as a backhand chance is shoved away. Second chance opportunity. It's turned aside by Fachorek. That was Mason Wasieko who dons number 2. The puck slides its way, and it's chopped down by TJ Venezia. Venezia turns it over and slides down toward Joe Ronzello, who gloves it.
Kind of smart, just stop any sort of momentum that Bedford had. It was already deep in the zone. You don't want to make any sort of mistake and have things change here. So now we'll see what they can do now with 11:48 to go in this first period.
Off the draw, the Pioneers will dump it back. Sent along the boards as Trinity has done a little bit of number changes since the first roster they've given us. They've shuffled some guys around number-wise, as that's something we have picked up on. That's Max Bolio, who's got number 28. For those at home, that's chopped and will roll itself into the neutral zone. An attempted dump by Brady Sorois. He couldn't get a full stick plate on that. Bolio can't dump it either. Now he'll send it over. It's a little patty cake back and forth action as that will slide and be sent off of Ronzello over to Sorois. Long pass couldn't be corralled by Max Bolio. That's up and over to Connor Bythrow. Goes down the boards. Bedford yet to have a real offensive opportunity. Here's a shot turned away by Ronzello there from O'Toole. Big hit there as O'Toole hits the deck. Here comes Connor Hurley. Hurley fans on that pass attempt and gets it back. Hurley dances his way in, drops it back. Wrist shot that goes a mile above the net, but kept onside by the Pioneers. Chopping that in is Maher. That's Saludo, rather, number 15. And that goes up above the outstretched arm of Connor Hurley and will be played back by Brady Sorois. Sent over in stride, chopped away off of Max Saludo.
Trinity having issues with the neutral zone so far. It's just the puck has not been able to go off their stick deep into the Bedford zone, kind of in a very unorthodox way to keep the pressure on the Bulldogs. And now another icing on the red, white, and blue of Trinity, and faceoff will come deep in the zone here.
Defensive
Bedford.
Zone draw win for Trinity, but a loose puck in front of the net is never good. They come away with it. Long pass. They'll connect with Ronzello, Anthony Ronzello, but he turns it back over, and then it gets slides back up. Trinity can't clear it. Bedford's got another chance to try to get more shots on Ronzello. Centering pass, broken up by Sorois. Full head of steam for Brady Sorois, charging up. That's not Sorois, rather. That's Jack DeFreitas. They have similar builds and single-digit numbers. From behind the net, cutting back around there is Tucker Roberto. Slides this across to Parker O'Toole. Parker O'Toole down toward Ronzello, and he hugs the post and doesn't give anything up there. Turned over, and that shot goes wide there from Parker Gupta. Turning around and sliding it is Dylan Benkin across behind the net for Jack DeFreitas. DeFreitas, and then it's turned over by Anthony Ronzello. Ronzello, nothing goes there. That slides down, no icing.
Wow, certainly could have been and fit the criteria to be an icing there, Zach. So it's weird that the refs did not think it was.
Chop down. That's Ben Siskavich. He'll send it down. He'll dump and chase with Wasieko to his left. Collision behind the boards. The puck gets sent down the side wall and is chopped back over for Wasieko with some good footwork. Tried to send it down low, but nobody there. And the puck finds its way sliding down the Trinity zone again and off the stick of Big Joe in net. Fanned, they turn it over. Oh, and Ronzello slides over to deny him. A bad turnover from Trinity. Nearly coughed up the first goal of the game.
Bedford was just set up, ready to go.
Wrist shot right into the body of Joe. for a stoppage.
Wow, you really got to be thankful for that goaltender save by Ronzello to keep this a scoreless matchup, as that was an ample opportunity for Bedford to take this lead.
For Trinity, they beat Exeter. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Since their big dominating 6-0 win over Nashua South Pelham that we were able to cover, they have not looked back, and then they had that kind of heartbreaking OT loss against Pinkerton to go to 1-1, and then they've won 2 straight NHIAA games, taking down Nashua North and then Exeter. That was a huge upset. Bulio rips one into the glove of Fachorik, and we'll have another face-off.
Both teams certainly learning to be careful with the puck in their zone, and turnovers by both teams. And, yeah, we remain scoreless, but it can't always happen like that.
We'll have a draw. Bolio toward our near side. Tried to feed one down low to Centurino. Bolio will keep it in. Max Bolio with several Bulldogs in the defensive area, and the Pioneers are able to keep it on their offensive side. Turned away by Fachorik. Here's a wrist shot, blocked. Bedford trying to dump it. Kept on side, and here comes O'Toole. He'll feed it over. Full steam ahead for Bedford. Good defensive play by Brady Sorois, who not only has the body of a defenseman, but the IQ of just a general very good hockey player. Brady Sorois, the anchor on that defense. The Bulldogs will send it out toward the neutral zone. It's Colton Leroux. He'll throw it down and will be picked back up by Bedford. That's 22 with the puck. It's Cameron Hadley. Throws it up high and trapped by Ronzello. Took a while for them to blow that dead.
It really did.
I was
think
like,
that they,
what are they taking so long for? Sooner or later, someone's going to chop at that trapper. 6:50 left to go here in period number 1. We got no score here on Channel 16. Zach Johnston, Kyle Levy, Trinity versus Bedford. Zip, zip here in period number 1. Off the draw. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. That could have been bad. Thankfully, we have a fan with some good reflexes. He's got good, pays attention. That's good to see.
Certainly, and he's giving the fans the puck in front of him. So what a gentleman right there. And you can see their reactions are still like how that came so close to hitting us.
Good reaction time for him up there. Good work by the anonymous fan here at JFK. Who you never really know who's rooting for who here, because this is just such a neutral site. Because even in the NHIA, it's not like basketball where every school has a gym. Teams have to share JFK. So it's a home rink for Trinity, but Bedford's played here a lot. And you talked about how Bedford's played here more recently than Trinity has.
Yeah, it's been a weird aspect that these two teams have faced each other, or have played at this rink the same amount of times so far, Zach.
Here's a good offensive chance, as that was Anthony Ronzello trying to get something going here. A big open ice hit, 4 versus 4. Brandon Kalp takes down Jack DeFreitas. That's a good little pass. And then a loose puck deke attempt was broken up by Dylan Benkin. And Benkin will take it up himself. Benkin can't get a shot away. But the puck is kept in by Max Saluto. It'll go down behind the net. Chopping at that was Ronzello. Sent over. Here's a chance. Tried to send it over, but it was a little too high. And, when you get Max Saluto out there with Hurley, their two captains, or two of their captains, it just creates that chemistry and leadership that Trinity has built off of since their big senior-led roster last year. But they work very well together. Here's a turnover. Oh, yeah, the lost stick in the area. Looks like the trenches. Charging up comes Jagger Kierke. That's a great name. Moves like Jagger.
Well, he's got to help his Bulldogs one way or another.
That one sent to no man's land. And that will slide inside the neutral zone. Chipped up the ice. Nearly went out of play. And then bounces its way. We've seen a lot of puck bounces here.
We certainly have.
It's very common to see at JFK. Off the boards. Back onto the stick of Jagger Kierke. Back to the blue line. Wrist shot. Deflected wide. Around off of the back wall, and then Chris Santorino with a hit there, and then a lost stick as Tucker Roberto has no twig. Sort of like at a 5-on-4. He's got the stick back. Here's an odd man rush here for Trinity. Shot save there by Fachorik, and then his mask has come off, and the play must be stopped. At 4:22 left in the period, Savo Fachorik, I don't know if he took it to the face or he got bumped. Whatever happens, you can't play with no mask as a goalie. This is not the 1930s.
Well, he's kind of taking a look at it and must have gotten hit, and you can see right there, still playing with it. And he's got a great mask. It's one thing I noticed. He was the first one on the ice, and I was very impressed with the amount of work and the Bulldog, the number on the side. It's a great mask, and well, hopefully it stays on him because you don't want to get hit with
that. O'Toole charging up the wing. O'Toole rips it wide, kept on side by Jaden Ritter. Bouncing puck behind the net. Wrist it. They couldn't get a clean shot on it. Watch Ronzello. I mean, he was out of position. As soon as he noticed where that puck was going, slid right back into the crease. Braden LaBelchick would be proud. Here's a shot that is stopped.
And he'll be here actually in a little bit after his practice. Was able to chat with his mom about things, and he'll be here in no time to see what his alma mater, the Trinity Pioneers, can do in this game. Is obviously it was a weird spot with having two senior goalies last year, both graduating.
And we've talked about it many a times. Ronzello has slid into that spot very, very well. Spinning around there is Finn LaMarche as the puck will get sent over to Jaden Ritter. It's been just possession battles here. Not a lot of huge opportunities. As here's a chance now for Trinity. Sliding in is Saludo. Fed one over. Beautiful move. Saved there by Fachorik. Back around. Nobody there. It's blocked. Sent around the net. Saludo. And get the pucks down low. Good things happen. That is Ronzello sends it over. Shot gets blocked. And a very nonchalant Savo Fachorik sends the trapper down and scoops it up.
Been very impressed with Max Saludo's vision on the ice. He's been able to slide some great passes that almost could have been goals, and well, he'll stay out on the ice here to see what he can do as the faceoff will come on the far side of the ice, and along with him will be Pat Mahar, and Pat will be taking the faceoff here.
Off the draw, Bedford wins it, but they're going to have to exit the zone before they really get a Trinity scoring opportunity away. And they can clear the zone. Back to retrieve it now. Here come the Bulldogs. That had to have been tipped. There's no way that
Tucker Roberto either sees the wrong net when he tries to score or is deflected.
That had to have been deflected. I mean, there's no chance that puck went up in that net, and that was intentional. Nonetheless, it's a face-off, and it's Brendan Knapp who will be facing Connor Hurley. Trinity wins it. Drop back, and then it's turned over at the blue line. But now Trinity with the man advantage, as Max Bolio hit the ice there. Hopefully he's okay.
Ice monster, man. It gets you.
It gets you, especially here.
Smart move right there by Jack DeFreitas to just kind of throw it down deep.
Forces a turnover down low, and the puck stays behind the net. Deflected. Goes off down the boards and will slide its way down. No icing. Collected by Dylan Benkin. Fed across, and it's intercepted by Jaden Ritter. And now a loose puck battle, and coming right on the ice, and good awareness there by 22 Cameron Hadley here for the Bulldogs. Drive, kick, save, and a beauty by Fachorik. Off the boards, kicked back. Sent over to Max Bolio. Rips one for the blue line. It gets blocked. Sent down. Blocked again. Here comes Hadley. He turns it over. That's Colum O'Connor who will send it wide of Fachorik's net. Back over. Shot by Chris Centurino. And the puck goes back to Centurino. Feeds it over. Saved by Fachorik. Loose puck. He dives for it. And he'll stay in possession of the puck. And Trinity has had more offensive opportunities late here in the period, but they have not been able to crack the code and get one by Savo Fatorik. It's zip here with 1:45 left to go in period number 1.
What a bad turnover by the Bulldogs right there. Santorino was obviously really excited to be able to have no one in front of him to go towards the net.
Most certainly could have been worse. Here's a good pass, chopping it away. O'Toole, pass gets broken up. Wrist shot, oh, they score! It's tipped down low, and it's 1-0 Bedford. That puck found its way in, and the goal will go to Parker Gupta. He was able to tip it by Ronzello, and Bedford, taking advantage of their defensive momentum, they find the scoreboard first. It's 1-0 for Bedford.
It looked like it was going to be too fancy for Bedford to get a shot, and able to use his teammate to kind of get it deflected in. And now look at the Bulldogs taking a 1-0 lead.
Another turnover. Last almost a minute left to go here in the period. It was 0-0 for so long. We have a delayed penalty. We're going to have our first power play.
It's going to be a slash on Trinity, which is not a good look, as I could see that there was an injured Pioneer there, and waiting to see who.
Royce will go to the box. Bedford will go on the power play. I believe that'll be a slash. It will be on Brady Royce.
Well, with 1:08 to go, this could be a rough way to go into the first intermission if they give up a goal here. Obviously, they would still have 52 seconds in the start of the second period if Trinity is able to keep it out of the net.
Well, big Brady to the box. Face off, Trinity able to win it, and then immediately are able to clap it down to kill some time. Fatorik will retrieve it. Less than a minute left to go here. They'll hold it, send it over to O'Toole. O'Toole charging down the wing. On the power play, glides in, but Max Bolio is able to break that up, and the puck will go back into the neutral zone, and it's slid over to Brian Riccio. Up the wing. Here come the Bulldogs. Fanned there by Cameron Hadley. High pass, gloved, and Hurley would have had a good chance there if he could have found the puck on his stick. Here comes Connor Hurley. Slides this over to Max Bolio. The puck's at his feet. Bolio chops one that goes wide.
Short-handed goals have been a specialty so far this season. We've seen a ton of them so far.
Less than 20 seconds, 10 seconds now. Here's O'Toole. Great breakup by Benkin. The puck slides down low, nobody there. Oh, they score! Ronzello is on his back, and with 3 seconds left, Bedford scores a power play goal.
Oh, exactly what Trinity did not want to see was the Bulldogs getting the puck in front of the net, and just only so much that Ronzello can do. And now a 2-0 lead, but plenty of time in this game, Zach. Just 3.2 seconds left in this first period, and I can only imagine what coach is going to say in the locker room here.
Parker O'Toole who scores. And they're going to wind it down here. That will do it for period number 1. 2-0 Bulldogs. Goals from Parker Gupta and Parker O'Toole. They're parking it on the scoreboard. 2-0. Bedford leads Trinity. When we come back here on Manchester Public Television, it'll be the second period between the Trinity Pioneers and the Bedford Bulldogs. Zach Johnston, Kyle Heavey, stick around. We'll be right back. Back in action and ready to go here for period number 2. Zach Johnston, Kyle Heavey for Manchester Public Television. The second period is underway, and full steam ahead come the Bulldogs. They score! Parker O'Toole on a beautiful feed from Parker Gupta. The 2 goal scorers connect, and it's 3-0.
Unbelievable, Zach, to see what they have been able to do the last minute and a half of the first period, and now here we are 8 seconds into the second, and now a big 3 spot. And O'Toole, who I was saying was going to be the key to this game, is a 1 goal away from a hat trick. So Here we go to see what Trinity was the one that I was thinking is going to have to score the goal to get things back in this game, and now they're certainly behind in this And
that takes all the pressure off of Savo Fatorik. Dancing in, and a penalty is going to be assessed here. Elbowing on Connor Hurley. So Trinity gives up the goal, and now will be on the penalty kill.
And for Coach Cannell, he's got to get his boys to be smarter. They can't be just getting penalties when you're already down 3, and especially from someone that you rely on so heavily on your team for leadership. And now he's going to be in the box for 2 minutes.
Off the draw, and they'll turn it over. Trinity, they can't give this next one up here. They'll need a shorthander or something here. Sent over. That's Connor Bythrow. Bythrow. Behind the net. Nobody there. Net's off the moorings. Can't play that time. They're going to have another face-off.
And Bedford already 1 for 1 on the power play in this game, so they know what they got to do here. And for Trinity, they got to get things going here. They got to, like you said, either score a shorthander or even take the energy from not allowing a goal on this power play.
The most they've given up all year is 4 in their overtime loss to Pinkerton. And they are almost at that mark, barely into the second period of this game. Look at that skate work there by Ben Siskavich, though. Change of direction. I would be right on my back if I had to try that, I can tell you that.
Well,
icing on the power play, so it'll be a face-off in the Bedford zone.
not what the Bulldogs were hoping for right there. Obviously, they still have another 80 seconds on this power play, but not normally do you see an icing on your own power play.
Not common. Well, Bedford will win the draw and will look to have a full 200 feet of offense here. They'll turn it over. Shot kicked away by Fatorik. And he's been solid. And like I was saying before, as Bedford's had problems with giving up goals, as they gave up 5 to Exeter, 6 to Bow, 3 to Manchester, 4 to Concord. They did have the shot against Natural North, some momentum there goaltending-wise. And it's got to feel even better when a 3-0 lead early in this game. Can Parker O'Toole make it a hat trick as he's got 2 early goals? That puck's kept in. It's ripped into the glove of Ronzello.
Big glove save right there as it took a weird hop off the boards and able to keep this a 3-0 game for the Bulldogs, but 42 seconds remaining on this 5-on-4.
Face-off coming. It is Max Saluto versus Brendan Knapp. Got 35 seconds to go on the Connor Hurley elbowing penalty. 3-0 lead for Bedford. They're looking to make it 4 here on the power play. Dancing is Tucker Roberto. His shot kicked aside. Second chance opportunity for Connor Bythrow. Bythrow drops this back for Tucker Roberto. Rips it, save by Ronzello. They try to wrap it around. Good puck moving here from Bedford, and that shot gets blocked there by Ronzello. Off the boards. Back forward is Callum O'Connor. Knocked away.
5 seconds on this power play. Bedford about to lose a chance to score
Sliding around is Tucker Roberto, and that'll do it for the penalty. But still offensive pressure here for Bedford. Right place, right time for the goaltender, Joe Ronzello. That'll be icing.
Unfortunate right there is Trinity thankful to get some fresh legs, but now again, puck comes the other length of the ice, and it'll come just basically right below us to see what can happen here with 12:16 to go.
Kind of sort of a take a breather icing there, but Bedford more offense for them. That gets blocked by Hurley. Kept in by the Dogs. That's covered.
Well, you can kind of hear Coach Jonathan Garrity underneath us saying what his boys need to do here, as again the puck has just been down here for the majority of this second period so far.
Good breakup. Benkin in the right place to stop what would have been the 4th goal here for Bedford. That gets gloved there. Loose puck, picked up. Good breakup by Bolio. Now the Pioneers need some offense. Chopped in. Good work there by Cameron Hadley for Bedford. held in the neutral zone. Centurino couldn't find anybody. Bolio off the turnover. Bolio waits, takes a shot, turned away, and Centurino was there for the rebound, but it bounced away.
That was tough. Right over the stick there.
Up the wing in favor of O'Toole. Solid check there by Sir Royce. Now Max Bolio, that's off of the skate of Connor Hurley. No icing. Centurino there. Centurino feeds it over. That's a penalty. No, they don't call that. Hurley hit the deck. It looked like there was a penalty. O'Toole can't beat Benkin. And now it's Hadley. Nearly went in. Sir Royce sends it to nobody. Icing and a half, and we'll have another face-off. But I really thought that Hurley gotten tripped or slashed or hooked or something there.
Definitely looked like it was a cross-check right there. And he went down pretty fast. He was trying to spin around and get the shot. I think the referees were saying that because he was just not in a either way, no penalty called, and now Trinity still has to be on the defense here.
Chopped off the draw, up and gloved and taken down. Battle for the puck, and it's picked up by Wasieko. A little self-pass down the wing for Wasieko. Out of the net is Fatorik. You got to get back in the crease. Sliding collision there between two players. A little pinball action, and then puck will find its way into the neutral zone.
I lost the puck for a moment there, Zach. I could not figure out where it went.
Doesn't happen much with you. You've got a good eye for the puck. That's off the boards. Picked up by Connor Bythrow. Bythrow slides it to nobody, off the boards. Dumped down. Kept in by Bedford. Sliding his way in. Good movement there. That shot kicked away. Second chance. Puck is loose, and it goes away. Nothing goes, and we'll have a stoppage. I don't know what they're calling, and that could have been much worse. I think maybe the net came off, and we'll have a face-off.
What a sensational saving play there by TJ Venezia to keep that puck from getting into the net, as Ronzello was really on the other side of the net. And, well, Trinity's doing the little things.
Wrist shot blocked. That's wholesale changes here from both sides as the puck will glide its way down the ice. No icing. Good effort by Ronzello to get down there. And the puck will roll its way back, kept on side by Colton Leroux. And now the Bulldogs charge it up. Good break up there by Saludo. Here comes Ronzello with a step. Ronzello behind the net. Drops it back to the blue line, and they lost it. And they turn it over. Here come the Bulldogs. Tried to go through the legs of Colton Leroux. Was unsuccessful. Parker Gupta, who has already scored and has an assist. Pass broken up. Right in front of us. Or in front of me, rather. We're not in the same spot. Chopped over. Bedford checks in offensively. It's Parker O'Toole. Tries to dance his way in. Cuts back to the forehand. Sends it to the open man, but Brandon Kaup unable to corral that. It goes back towards Fatorik. And we'll get new guys out on the ice here for both sides. Onto the stick of Bolio. And Bolio sent it toward the middle of the ice, and it ended up being picked up by Bedford and dumped back down behind Trinity's net. Good change of direction there, and then turning it over is Callum O'Connor. Hurley went down on that play. Bolio sends this up to Centurino, who'll dump it and chase it. It's worth mentioning that Pat Maher got banged up at the end of that period. We haven't seen him since. Here's a hit. Bolio with a shot, save. Second chance, saved by Fatorik, using the body in the crease to send it away. We'll have a penalty, and I think a power play coming up for Trinity, as that'll be a tripping. So he was tripped up on the play. That will be a penalty. First power play coming up for the Pioneers. Heading to the box, the sin bin. Brendan Kopp takes a seat, the junior forward. Nope, that's not him. That's Finler. Wait, that's 14. That is 14, not 4. It's 14. It's Finn LaMarche, the sophomore defenseman, for tripping. So we'll have a draw. Trinity, can they get on the board here on this power play? 5 seconds into it, they clear it. Behind the net is Dylan Benkin. Drops it back for the big center, Connor Hurley. Slides the puck across for Max Bolio, dancing up inside around O'Toole. Wrist shot. Oh, wow. Smothering that was Savo Fatorik, using his body. Stoppage of play.
I like what Trinity had set up, but I don't know what else you can do. This Savo is just killing it so far. We're almost halfway through this game, and yeah, he's got at least 18 saves, but
the draw. Here's Dylan Benkin, back to the open Hurley, and his shot gets blocked, but he keeps it in the offensive zone here on the power play. Behind the net, Centurino takes a shot, and it knocked the bottle up in the air and off of its little pocket. I thought the puck maybe found a little area, but it ended up hitting the back of the net. Here comes Dylan Benkin down the wing, turns it over. It's dropped back to Max Bolio, up center ice. Bolio will use his backhand to get around from Parker O'Toole's defensive stick. Bolio down low, centering pass, nobody there. It's back to Benkin, has an open man, finds an open man. His shot is stopped. Centurino from behind the net. Bedford can't dump it. Long offensive chance here for Trinity, less than a minute left to go on the penalty. Here's Benkin from the top. Benkin slides it over to Bolio. Bolio's drive, he can't get it. Down low, nothing going. Behind the net, taken home for it is Trinity. Nobody there. And an upset, Centurino couldn't get the pass, and it's back toward the Trinity zone. Picked up by Benkin, they'll recoup. 30 seconds left on the tripping penalty. Here comes Trinity up the wing. Slid over. Hurley can't get a clean shot off, as Bedford has been physical and pestering defensively on their penalty kill. Offside.
just trying everything that he can as Parker O'Toole to get off, and he did not get off the ice in time, and it will go for an offsides. So now still 5-on-4, 19 seconds to go, and Trinity has got to do something here to win this faceoff and get it to the other end of the ice.
Off the draw, it goes back towards Trinity's zone, and it gets blocked. It's Brendan Kaup who holds possession on the penalty kill for the Bulldogs. And that will do it. Charging up the wing and out of the box. Bedford's back at full strength, and they pretty much always have been here in this game. Behind the net comes Parker Gupta. Off the glass, sent down, icing.
No icing.
Wow. Oh, that's a delayed icing there. That's definitely icing. They called it a little late. We'll have a face-off.
Well, you could see the way that Joe kind of jumped out there that he was like, oh, my goodness, I got to play it. And
yeah.
Now,
sometimes as a referee, you're like, oh, yeah, wait, I got to blow the whistle. It's not just, you look at it, it's a clear icing. Sometimes the ref will forget to blow the whistle. It's sort of just a human aspect of what they do.
Well, good to see Mahar back out there. He ends up winning that face-off.
Yes.
Kind of worried about him, as I could see that Brooklyn, the trainer, was kind of helping him out in between periods. And to see him finally out here is a good sign.
DeFreitas, puck up in the air. I think they hit the post on that one. And then Pat Maher, fresh back on the ice, hit the deck. Oh, Maher back on his feet. No penalty as he collided with a opposing Bedford Bulldog. Long pass that goes off of Max Saludo, and the puck gets dropped back and sent along the boards. Too much on that one. Another icing with 5:10 left here in period number 2. It's been a fast-moving game, but 3-0 Bedford as they came out of the first period rolling and into the second period rolling with a goal. 2 of them from Parker O'Toole, 1 from Parker Gupta. 3-0 Bedford here on Mitch Public Television against Trinity.
Well, I can tell you the Bedford bench was absolutely distraught that they did not get a penalty called on Trinity to get that power play, as a straight interference should have been called, and Trinity kind of got away with one there. As an own shot on net right there, deflected off his own teammate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bully. And only so much you can do. Siskevich was just, I think it was Siskevich. Maybe I'm wrong.
Face-off coming. Bedford will win it. Back to the blue line, redirected, and wow. Right off of, I believe, the skate of Joe Ronzello, able to outstretch it and cover.
Venezia is, making sure that he's getting to say hello there to a lot of the Bulldogs.
We'll have another draw. A bouncing puck corralled by Mason Wasieko. My goodness, another icing. Can you believe it?
He had a little bit of time to not have to push that down, and young skater here. He's just a freshman. Only so much he can do, but obviously he's got to know that you got to get
having a penalty. Cross-checking is being called, so maybe that's why they had stopped it, or whatever it is. There's a penalty assessed on Connor Bythrow. Cross-checking on the senior forward. So, not a successful power play. They didn't score, but they got some solid chances last time they were out on the man advantage. And now the Pioneers, with their first line out, will look to get on the board. Bolio can't win the draw, and it's immediately sent down to Ronzello.
On net, too. That's a shot on goal, Zach.
It sure is. Benkin will leave it back for Hurley. Hurley up into the zone. Hurley charging in. Hurley shot. Guess what? Swallowed by Fachorik. We'll have another faceoff.
It's weird to hear the scores that you've mentioned, Zach, earlier in the year about how many goals that Bedford has given up, but yet we're seeing it here. He's been on his head the whole entire time, and it certainly helps that Bedford keeps winning these faceoffs as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're riding off a shutout of Nashua North Souhegan 3-0 win their last game. And no call there, and you can hear Hurley's displeasure from up here. And Hurley will glove it and play it, and he's offside.
He could see the frustration in Hurley, who, again, he was taken down as well, and just referees are kind of deciding their own game here. Paul Gedzen and Dave Levesque are really controlling what happens here in this game.
4:05 left in the period, 1:21 left on the penalty. Trinity on the power play, and it has not really been apparent here on this power play. Here's Bolio. Tiptoes in and tried to set up a teammate that wasn't there. Hurley stops, waits. One-timer, scores! Max Bolio, beautiful feed, and the Pios are on the board. A power play goal.
That is exactly what they needed, Zach, to get back into this game. Only so many chances you get on the power play, and to finally get the goal there. 3:44 to go in this second period, and this could be a heck of a change in momentum in this game if Trinity can keep this energy going further in this contest.
Don't forget, they had the momentum before they coughed up 2 at the end of the first period. So now they have a little positive back as they turn it over in their defensive zone here. Luckily, Centurino able to slide it over. The puck ends up picked back up by Bedford, chopped down by Hurley. Here's a shot off of the face of Ronzello. We're talking about masks now. Ronzello using his face. Here's Hurley coming in. Hurley the lefty. Hurley shot. Blocked, he gets it back. Sends it back to Benkin. Benkin lost it, and then Benkin collides with Brandon Kaup. It's back over to Bolio. Bolio, shot gets blocked. And now Bedford. Oh, little tussle between Hurley and LaMarche. I think neither of them could get back up.
Well, they're getting both a nice trip to the penalty box here, I believe.
Offsetting penalties or a 4-on-4, we'll see. We saw plenty of those in the Bruins game last night, I'll tell you that. And Hurley has not been pleased with the officiating tonight.
No,
today.
He whips his helmet off. Great head of lettuce there, but he's immediately looking over at Finn LaMarche and is like, yeah, you're rude to me right now.
LaMarche and Hurley head to the box. It will be a offsetting minor penalties. I don't even think they throw them up on the board. They don't. They just can't be out there for 2 minutes. Slides this over, and I think they both maybe like tripped on each other in front of the net, and then they maybe got a little scrappy. But regardless, they're penalized for it. They'll go to the box. Less than 3 minutes to go in period number 2. Bedford holds a 3-1 lead on Trinity, who most recently scored on the power play by way of Max Bolio off the one-timer. A little collision there off the face-off. The puck gets knocked down and moved up by the Bulldogs and sent away there by Colton LaRoe. Off the body of Ronzello, but the puck is still loose. and then a big collision, or maybe just somebody falling as the ice monster lives here at JFK. Here's Saludo. Saludo whiffed it there, and it goes behind the net. The puck gets picked up by Pat Maher. Here's Tucker Roberto. Roberto changes direction right around Anthony Ronzello. Racing up the ice. A long drive. Wrap around. He couldn't get a shot away. He couldn't get all of it. Tucker Roberto. And I don't know what I missed, but
the net's off the mooring, Zach.
Again.
So it seems like this end of the ice has been having the most difficulties with keeping. You can see, that's just comes off so easily. So maybe something that the JFK has got to work on going further. But either way,
face-off one. Shot blocked. Good work there by Ben Siskavich. And here comes a racing Wasieko. Drops it back to Bolio. Able to send it down. Racing forward is Siskavich. Chopping it down is Venezia. Trapping it is Fatorik. We'll have a face-off. Less than 2 minutes. $1:46 left in the second frame.
A late change here for Bedford. Coming back on the ice is Gupta. And coming off will be Jaden Ritter.
Off the draw, Bolio can't win it, but goes to retrieve it. Down behind the Bedford net. A wraparound opportunity possible from Siskavich, but he couldn't get it. Back out, wrist shot, save, and he covers. The rebound control has been good here, and the mask is off again for Fatorik, who kind of, you get in the brace position to make sure your face isn't in the way.
Well, Brendan On kind of knocked Bolio into the goalie, so only so much that Bolio could do when he's getting forced to run into the goalie and knock that mask off. Wasn't intentional, neither was that trip.
Nope, just was about to bring that up. Up and slides off the glass and off of the ice. In the far corner, it ends up being played by Bedford, and they turn it right back over. Bolio, you don't got a puck there, dude. You can't shoot nothing. As Bedford will dump it. That happens with Bolio when you got a hard shot. Sometimes you just miss the puck. The puck gets kept in and driven and redirected wide. Rang iron there, a shot from Brendan Kaup. And now...
less than a minute to go, Zach.
Yep. It's TJ Venezia. Sends this up to Wasieko. He'll dump and chase. Back checking is Tucker Roberto. The puck is held behind the net. Who can win the race for the puck? It ends up being fought for from both sides and still a battle for possession. It slides down. Bedford will have a chance to clear it. They turn it back over. Wasieko sends it back. 30 seconds. Hurley and Marsh waiting to get out of the box for their offsetting penalties that they still have to serve. Cutting back out. Dumping around. It's Saludo. Sends it up. Connects with Ronzello. Ronzello behind the net. Nobody there. 7 seconds. Collision into the boards. Soroyce was ready for the puck on the blue line. We haven't seen much of Soroyce since he had his penalty. That's really the only time we've called him. They might need to get him more involved if they want to get back in this game. Well, they say the 2-goal lead is the worst lead to have in hockey. It's a 2-goal deficit for the Trinity Pioneers. 3-1 lead, Bedford over Trinity. Zach Johnston, Kyle Levy from Manchester Public Television. We'll be back for the third period. Stick around. Final frame of regulation will be underway in less than 10 seconds. Welcome back to Manchester Public Television. I'm Zach Johnston alongside Kyle Levy. Period number 3 ready to get underway here at JFK. Trinity trails 3-0 to Bedford, but with some slight momentum on their side. Kyle, we were just talking about it. They got to get number 9 and number 10 going. They've really been missing a little bit tonight.
Yeah, to see that Connor Hurley has already spent 4 minutes in the penalty box in this game. He would like to get something going here.
Yep.
He's had some calls that should have been called, including that cross-checking that did not. And you got to see if he's going to come out and be electric here, as being down 2 goals.
He did. He does have an assist. The lone assist on the lone goal from Max Bolio. We will give him the credit for that, as that goal just feels kind of not in my brain right now, as I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. But it is a 3-1 game. Trinity with some slight momentum after their power play goal from Max Bolio on a one-timer. And that goal, they really just caught Fachorik out of position, and it hasn't happened a lot here in this game. They tried to send one over, and it ends up getting blocked, and then a chance down low, tipped away. Fachorik got a body on that.
Well, you saw how safe Bedford felt when they scored 8 seconds into that second period. I think that Trinity was trying to do the same thing, but puck goes into the net.
I think they're trying to score regardless of how much time's on the clock, but yes, definitely they would like to have an early one here as
change the momentum, get the feeling that anything can happen here, and well, puck gets back into the ice, and well, we might have.
They're gonna have to take it out. You can't have two pucks out at once.
Yeah, I was gonna say now we're
off the draw. Get a shot on net. A drive. They can't get sticks on pucks here. And that's not the first time that's happened. Having good opportunities, they just can't get the clean shot. It's like when you're going up for a layup in basketball and you don't have the right mechanics. That one is out of the trapper of Ronzello. That could have been dangerous. And then a beautiful slide down the ice. And it ends up being icing. But the way the puck just rotated on the ice was a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah, always unique to come back for the start of the periods with how fast the ice is. Trinity with that chance there in the first few 20 seconds, but now with an icing call here, Bedford, we'll see what they haven't had just one shot on net so far in the first 55 seconds.
Drop back to the blue line and kept on side. It's down to Cameron Hadley. Sent back out to the top. Knocked down by the stick of Max Bolio. And now an open O'Toole will go for it. He's been quiet since scoring his second goal. Behind the net. Chipped at there. Good work by Jack DeFreitas defensively. And now up the ice comes Connor Hurley. Hurley up the wing. Hurley able to throw one directly at the net, but puck's on net. Shoot it. Some good things will happen. It's a lot like in baseball. You put the ball in play, good things happen, take shots on net. You'll set something up. It wasn't, it was a good shot on net. It wasn't perfect placement. It was right into his glove, but one of those times it could kick off the trapper for a rebound. Trinity, keep getting shots on net. Lewis couldn't get all of his momentum in his favor. So the puck will trickle around the boards and then right through TJ Venezia and will roll back down the ice for Ronzello and nearly turned over, and then a collision behind the net, and the puck will slide back toward the neutral zone. They got to aggressively forecheck harder than they forechecked all year. If you're Trinity, this could be their biggest deficit of the year too. I mean, I don't know how that Pinkerton game went. Their lone regular season loss turned away. Oh, that could have been a big opportunity for Brendan Kalp. Trinity able to break it up. And then getting right by Tucker Roberto, and the puck will slide down. The Bulldogs recoup. Off the boards. Chip back down. Would be offside. But Bedford holds and recharges.
That was a weird spot, Zach. Could it have been icing as well? There was kind of sent down the length of the ice, and no one was around to get it. But either way, a delayed offsides. And
Roberto feeds it over to Luke Parker, a freshman defenseman, down. Chopping it at the neutral zone, and the puck ends up bouncing right behind the referee in front of us. Centering pass, the puck is loose down low. Here's Sorois with a mean wrister. He scores! Brady Sorois, it's 3-2.
You called it, Zach. He needed to get more into the action here, and look at that. Just 3 minutes and 57 seconds into the third period, and Trinity now just down 1 goal.
Brady in open space. You better watch out. Beautiful shot. And I called his name, and he answered. And it's 3-2. And, there's no doubt that was just vintage Brady Sorois. Here's O'Toole, and that ends up being broken up by Sorois. Cuts back, and it's Anthony Ronzello who sends it down. The puck will slide and glide. No icing. Jaden Ritter. Down the wing. Charging it up. Here comes Cameron Hadley. Hadley, it's a 2-on-1. O'Toole robbed by Ronzello, and he lays on it. Keeping this a 1-goal game.
You're supposed to take your hat off for a hat trick, but I'm going to take my hat off for that save right there, Zach, as that was an incredible, possibly game-changing save if Trinity is able to score one more.
What a stop. It was a 2-on-1 with their best player, and your goalie steps up. Talk about momentum here. Trinity's finally got it. Sending it back. Benkin will look to feed it up the ice here. Bolio up ahead for Hurley. It's dropped back. And staying onside here. Open space for Connor Hurley. Kick save. Rebound. Saved by Malonchik. Fachorik, rather. And that will get kept onside. Here come the Pios again. It's Bolio. Shoots it wide. Behind the net. Bolio pressing for it.
Using that long stick, trying anything that he can to get that possession.
O'Toole now. Fast-paced third period. Here's O'Toole dancing in, and it's broken up by Jack DeFreitas. He has been an unsung hero so far in this game, breaking up some Bedford chances late to keep Trinity in it. Hurley drops it back. Bolio's chance gets sent wide. Kept in by Chris Santorino, and he gets boarded there. No call. Good stick lift there. Good work by Dylan Benkin, and the puck gets sent down. And now Trinity with another chance. They connect with Bolio. Good breakup by Jaden Ritter. Back toward the neutral zone. Off the boards.
Bolio and Jaden Ritter are battling fiercely down here. We really haven't been able to see it on.
Oh, bad turnover there by Fachorik. And the puck sent down. Icing. I have the name Jeremy Malonchik in my head, and I don't remember which team he plays for. He's definitely a high school hockey player. We've called him, and I called Savo Fachorik Malonchik, and I have to figure out who this is. It's going to keep bugging me. I will take a look.
My guess is Exeter.
No, I just looked. It's not Exeter, but I will find out. It is definitely somebody we've called recently, because that's a very unique name. Here comes Bedford dancing in, around, save. Second chance! Where is it? It's not in the net. That's all that matters. I believe it was ended up trapped by Ronzello, and we'll have a face-off.
9:40 to go, and you can see the tensions starting to brew over. Both teams starting to not like each other all that much. Trinity try to come back from down 3-0. Just one goal away.
Off the draw. Chip down. Wasiako. No icing. Down behind the net, charging for it. Oh, they had an open Siskevich for an opportunity. Or he wasn't open, it was the right idea. Like good defensive coverage there by the Bulldogs. Corrals it. That's 14 Finn Lamarche. Puck goes down for Brady Soroyce. Couldn't completely connect there with Anthony Ronzello. We have a lost twig. As if I'm Ronzello, I'm covering that. I guess not. Sticks back in his hand. Wasieko. Up the wing comes Wasieko. And he will shoot it right on net and covered.
Well, 8:50 to go, Zach. And again, putting a lot of pressure on both sides. We'll see. I feel like there's still another goal to be had here. Which side will it be? We'll find out. But what an exciting first 6+ minutes of this third period.
Off the draw, redirected wide. And the puck slides its way down. It is played by Ronzello and sent back out toward the neutral zone. Long pass, icing.
Not sure what he was seeing that we didn't, but that puck did not come close to anyone.
It did not. We'll have a face-off inside the Bedford zone now.
Big face-off here, and we'll see. Connor Hurley's been a little quiet besides that assist. I feel like he deserves a goal at this point.
Drop back. Here's a shot from Bolio that goes inches wide. Racing for it was Benkin, but he couldn't keep it onside. It's Hurley to the forehand. Hurley connects with Santorino. Santorino has his step. Oh, he hit the back of the net. Bolio there to pick it back up. Bolio waits, trying to get a tip drill going, but he couldn't get it on net enough. Centurino is there. It's picked up by Roberto for the Dogs and kept in by Connor Hurley. He throws it down low. Bolio has it on his forehand, and the puck ends up hitting just off the top of the glass and staying in play. An inch's difference. We're having a face-off here. That's off the glove of Tucker Roberto. Rotates around. It's Benkin. Shot gets blocked. Centurino trying to set something up. The puck nearly squeaked by Fatorik there. It's set up behind the net. Roberto will now bring it up for Bedford.
Got some tired legs on the Bulldogs right now. It's been a while since they've had a line change, and finally they are able to get that after setting the puck down the length of the ice.
Huge for them, and then a turnover, and then offside.
Well, I got to say, the fans in attendance here are getting their money's worth, as this has been a battle here between two teams that certainly would like to keep their winning ways going. Obviously, Concord Crimson Tide leading the Division I standings as of this moment in time. But both teams would like to make a playoff run here if they can get some wins.
Well, I found Jeremy Milochik, Timberlane's football quarterback. So, I did the PA for their game against Memorial. I guess that's why I said his name a lot as the quarterback for Timberlane. So shout out for him in the odd chance he would be watching this game. I accidentally called you Bedford's goalie. We'll have an icing. Under 7 minutes to go. I'm Zach Johnson with Kyle Levy on Metro Public Television. Bedford leads Trinity 3-2. Trinity has scored 2 unanswered after Bedford came out hot with a 3-0 lead.
Well, Coach Cadell is pacing, taking his hat off left and right, trying to get a little frustrated with the way things are going here. But again, one goal could change everything.
So Royce pestering Gupta. And an injured Pioneer. Hobbling is Pat Maher, who was banged up early in this game, and he is grimacing here as they're able to get a change. That is not good.
Now he is great on the face-off circle as well.
Turnover, O'Toole! Saved by Ronzello. I got a little scared there, like the half second where you can't see the puck, whether it goes in the into the goalie or into the net, one of the two.
And Mahar is grimacing in pain. I can see him in the penalty box and not doing so well right now.
The draw goes away from Luke Parker, and the puck gets sent back out towards Trinity's blue line. Benkin dumped, and will go down toward the back of Bedford's defensive zone. They connect with Connor Bythrow, who sends it up the wing, and it's stolen by Trinity, and they send it down toward their offensive zone, but Bedford will get that puck out of there quickly. In stride for Connor Bythrow. Bythrow tries to go coast to coast, and the defensive work by Dylan Benkin works out again. Here's Wasienko. Wasienko, wrist shot right to the trapper. We'll have a face-off. If he got a little more power into that, he was directing towards the glove side corner up there, that top shelf area. Wasienko can definitely hit that shot. He kind of just had to rip it up there.
Well, Zach, as a senior, you know that your strength is way different from your freshman year to where you are now.
That is true, and Mason, as a freshman, plays a lot. Part of this young core here for the Pioneers. Behind the net, Centurino gets hit there by Finn Lamarche, and the puck goes up in the air towards us and slides down by the other net. It's down there, and we'll get sauced back on the ice from whomever's down there in this nice-looking suit.
I think that's Bedford, some of their...
Yeah, it could be injured guys that dress up nice. Off the draw, it's kept back in. Hurley, an outreach stick. Parker O'Toole walks in and denied by Ronzello. He has had his way with him after giving up 2 earlier to him. Ronzello with a huge save. We'll have a face-off inside the Trinity zone.
And he's got to be in his head right now at this point. How do I get this hat trick? I've come so close. I've shot different angles on him, and he's been able to make all these saves. But with 5:18 to go, there's still plenty of time. And now it looks like we're getting a Pioneer kicked out of the...
Yeah, it's Hurley. And then Bolio wins the draw and ends up back towards Bedford's blue line. So Royce from behind the net chips it up for Centurino. Centurino spins away from him. Here comes Chris Centurino up the wing, and his His dump gets blocked by O'Toole. Loose puck for Hurley, tried to stab at it. And now Parker O'Toole in his fast wheels sends the puck. He tried to get it to Parker Gupta, and it ends up getting a little too out from him. Too out in front of him, rather. And here comes Trinity. Up the wing. Santorino couldn't get there. Here comes Bolio to Santorino. Wrist shot saved by Fachorek.
Give him a pat on the back for sure. Is only so much you can do on a 2-on-1, and a great save right there with 4:44 remaining in this third period. And Trinity trying everything that they can. It just seems like that glove side has been his strong side.
Off the draw, the puck goes back to Benkin. He shoots it high above the glass into the netting. We'll have another face-off.
Well, the goal of the game is to shoot in the net, right?
Not that one.
Well, I'm just saying.
Maybe that one got some deflection, although Benkin right in front of me. I couldn't see any deflection, so maybe a little just too much on that one. Off the draw, Trinity wins it. They'll send it back to Dylan Benkin. Loose puck rolling over. Saludo, and his chance is blocked. Second chance, it's loose in the slot. Benkin races for it. Keeps it in. Tip drill. Second chance. They score! We're even! Anthony Ronzello! This game is turned upside down. 3-3. How about that? When you press on the offense and you forecheck, we are even. Trinity has come back from a 3-0 deficit. It's 3-all with 4.5 left to go in the third period. Mercy.
What a goal right there. He just setting it, like you said, Zach, just keep setting it at the net, and good things are bound to happen. And that puck was just kind of right there, able to put it right in. And wow, we got a heck of a game here again.
Oh my goodness.
At that 4:52.
Welcome back, Anthony Ronzello. I don't know, but he was not active for the Christmas tourney. Like we mentioned, him and Chris Santorino have been out, and they're still missing Bryson LaBelchick. But, I mean, they're going to welcome them back for sure. Whatever their injuries were, their ineligibilities were, they are back, and they are showing it. Santorino was heavily involved in that play as well, and the offensive pressure that they have had. He's been able to cleanly enter the zone so well. The puck slides and is picked up and then chopped away there. Good work by DeFreitas, who again has become very reliable on that defensive side with his stick lifts and being able to break plays up. Ronzello sends it down, and that one is into the Bedford bench.
I was very confused. I had zero clue where that had gone to.
It barely kind of flipped over into the Bedford bench.
Oh, it's in the penalty box. I see it. Tommy
it is
has
in the
it.
box.
Tommy has it.
Wherever it is. It's not on the ice where the puck belongs. Face off inside the Trinity zone here, or the Bedford zone, Trinity's offensive zone. Can they set up that one-time play to Hurley? Bolio off the draw, couldn't win it, but it ends up behind the net. Here's Bolio. Second chance. Oh, kicked away by Fachorek. He keeps this game tied, and the puck slides into the neutral zone. Dumped down. Off the back wall, and for the 300th time tonight, we'll have an icing.
Well, good news for Trinity here, Zach, as Mahar is back on the bench. I don't think he'll get into this game with being kind of whatever ailments he's got, but to know that he's been able to move from the penalty box onto the bench is a good sign. And looks like we're going to get a timeout here, possibly, Zach, with 3:24 remaining.
Hopefully
as
not a
Bedford
penalty.
wants to get things squared away.
They'll probably announce what's going on here, but this does seem like a timeout called here. With 3:24 left, the Pioneers have crawled back from down 3-0. They've been able to contain Parker O'Toole. Bedford will take their timeout. It's Anthony Ronzello able to make an impact and make it 3-3. And what a goal that was, too. It wasn't like it was a good-looking goal. Obviously, a goal is always a good-looking goal. But that was the result of forechecking and offensive pressure. You know, Fachorek isn't going to get every single rebound. Right place, right time for Ronzello. Good IQ here for him to be able to pot that home.
Yeah, and to know that we still have another game ahead of us tonight.
Yes,
with
we do.
Manchester and Goffstown going on at 7:30 this evening. So just be ready to see what's going to happen, as we've already got one exciting game, and let's see what the next game brings for excitement between a D1 team versus a D2 team.
Yeah, that'll be a real competitive match there in St. Anselm. We'll have a draw. It's won by the Bulldogs, and they can't control the puck. It's Bolio, sends it up ice, but a little too far. Centurino ends up winning the race and getting to the puck. Centurino with a backhand. It's tipped up in the air and gloved by Parker O'Toole, who will race down the wing. And the high sticks him, and there's no call. The whole knob of his stick went into the face of Colton LaRoe, and there was no call. He could have taken a tooth out. Regardless, a shot goes right into Ronzello, and then a late hit, and still no call. This is, you call it both ways. How about that, huh? I mean, wow.
And now we got the trainer starting to head out.
And we got a hurt guy off a late hit, and before that, LaRoe nearly got a whole knob of a stick to his mouth. This is starting to, in just a matter of like one little play here. So, oh man, Cameron Hadley, senior forward, is banged up. Colton LaRoe nearly lost teeth. We hope he's okay, as he is not looking good. And unfortunately, he'll hobble back to the bench. No help from the trainer is a good sign. We'll keep an eye on him. Under 3 minutes, 3-3 tie game here in the third period. A battle for the puck, and now it's up ahead in stride for Ronzello. He has a step and a save, but a penalty. Will we get a penalty shot? Because he had enough space. They're calling a slash, and I certainly hope that it will be on Bedford. 27 on Jaden Ritter, the freshman defenseman. A huge, huge man advantage coming up for Trinity. This next 2 minutes, or 2.5 minutes, this is what we've been building up to here, folks. Because Trinity, they did score their first goal on the power play with Max Bolio off the feed from Connor Hurley, and they'll have a chance to take the lead here on the power play. They got their best 5 out there. It's Bolio to Hurley, a drive, and it goes wide. Centurino can't find it, it's at his feet. Tip down low, inches away from taking the lead there. Bad turnover, and somehow that puck gets deflected towards the other side of the rink and off the glass there. You got to be careful with the sticks. You can't commit a bad penalty when you're on the man advantage here. It's a tie game. Be conservative. Sent across, that's Bankin with the puck. Bankin sends it back to Bolio. Bolio to Hurley. He can't find the puck. He couldn't get a stick on it. Bolio, it's Centurino with the puck now, rather. Behind the net, beautiful work there by Tucker Roberto, one of the Bedford captains, able to take it, launch it. We'll have recouping all the Pios. They killed 50 seconds, Bedford did, on that penalty. Dancing in and then breaking it up. It's Parker O'Toole with a step down the wing, and he gets hit and falls. Off of the stick of Centurino. And it sounds like Bedford may be playing for OT here. They got to be easy with it, but O'Toole will have a step for the puck. But it ends up going around behind the net, and here comes Hurley. 40 seconds left on the penalty. Connor Hurley takes it up the wing, and a stoppage of play. Are they calling a penalty here?
They are calling a penalty, and you can see the absolute frustration being called there as O'Toole is able to bait.
Cross-checking on Dylan Bankin.
O'Toole smiling in his penalty box while Dylan will be frowning in the penalty box.
Oh my goodness, 4-on-4 and a tie game with 1:06 to go. Coach Cannell not pleased with that penalty the young Bankin took there. Face-off. It's sent back out. Bedford waiting patiently. The puck caroms off the back wall. The goalie is pulled, and that's another penalty coming up. Cross-checking. They don't call them when they happen and kids are getting hurt, but now they're calling them in the last minute. This is pandemonium as Sir Royce will go to the box. Another cross-check. A golden opportunity for Trinity, and then they cough up 2 penalties. What a game we have here. I mean, this is unbelievable what's going on. 4-on-3 in a tie game with less than a minute to go. I thought they were going like super gutsy and pulling their goalie, but it turns out Trinity had the 5-on-4. They commit 2 penalties, and it's a 4-on-3. Huge face-off coming up.
Won by Bedford.
Are you kidding me? We have another penalty.
Looks like it's going to be a holding, Zach. And now we're going to have...
I have never seen anything like this before. Slashing on 22, Cameron Hadley. 3-on-3 coming up inside the Bedford zone. I'll say it again. I've never seen anything like this. You think 1 penalty is enough? We're loading up the scoreboard here with less than a minute to go in a tie game. This isn't a 4-1 game. It's 3-3.
That is the most amount of lights I've ever
Trinity
seen.
wins the draw, and then Hurley may have gotten tripped there. They don't have enough room on the scoreboard. Do you think both teams are kind of just waiting for OT? This feels like overtime. This is 3-on-3 NHL-style overtime coming here. Here's Parker O'Toole. I bet Trinity wishes he was in the box. It's sent over on to Brandon On. That's not Brandon On. That's 19. Tucker Roberto, rather. O'Toole battles with Jack DeFreitas. Here come the Pioneers, less than 20 seconds. It's Max Saluno down the wing. Saluno gets boarded, and a penalty! And he's hurt! What happens now?
9 seconds ago, Zach, and wow, this is going to be very unique to see what this overtime is going to bring.
They are running out of room in the penalty box. They'll have to take a second mortgage out, get some more room in there.
Bedford had the 4-on-3.
Charging on Brendan Kaup, and is it 4-on-3, I believe, is now what's going to happen.
I think it's going to be a 3-on-3 again.
Not
because
what?
one of the penalties had come up, so it was 4-on-3 for Trinity.
Okay.
So now it is 3-on-3 again.
They got lucky.
Bolio with a slash there.
He was sort of the stick lift there. He's lucky. Here's Hurley. They're going to let this go to OT. I mean, this is just unbelievable hockey we're watching here on Manchester Public Television. Within the last 2 minutes, penalties galore. They run out of room in the box, and we're going to go to overtime. As Trinity has mounted a comeback, we're going to OT. I don't know what's going to happen with these guys in overtime.
Well, it'll be 5 minutes, and they'll get the kind of a timeout here to kind of regroup. Again, it'll be 3-on-3. You can see that Trinity will have a penalty end in 54 seconds, so they will have it 4-on-3 for really only a few seconds. But what a wild turn of events here, as we gotta
I think we should take a quick break before we go to OT. We'll come right back, and we're going to have a fiery 5 minutes of overtime as these two teams have been battling. Zach Johnston, Kyle Levy. We'll be right back for OT. Utter chaos is how that third period ended. And we will have an 8-minute overtime period with still a lot of players in the penalty box. It's 2 from both sides, still more penalties to kill, still more hockey to be played. Here we go. Overtime is on. The Pioneers will win the draw. They change sides, but the ice stays rough. They don't clean it. Here comes Max Bolio, who has one of the 3 Trinity goals here tonight. Bolio waits at the top and holds the puck at the blue line. He's got O'Toole in front of him. He'll send it down low. Bolio toward the net, turned away by Fatorik, and now poked there by Hurley. Good work by him. And now O'Toole has a step, but the puck goes away from him. Bolio, the big 28, finds his teammate in Connor Hurley. Hurley down the left wing. Wrap down. Bolio has it.
20 seconds remains on the first penalty on Trinity. That'll make it a 4-on-3.
Here's Ronzello. Anthony Ronzello. Wrist shot. Turned away. Batted down. Bolio can't find it. And here come the Bulldogs. Racing down. Great break up by Connor Hurley. It's a 4-on-3 now. More guys coming out of the penalty box. Ronzello chopped it, takes a shot. Fatorik turns it away. Puck sent down and has to be played there by Ronzello.
Now it's only one penalty remaining. It's a 5-on-4
Out of the
for
plethora.
Trinity.
That whole scoreboard was lit up. I had never seen anything like that. Nearly back at full strength. It is a power play here for the next 10 seconds here for Trinity. Can they get something going? I want to see a face-off here. Behind the net is Anthony Ronzello. Feeds it over to Soroyce. Shot gets blocked, rolls down the ice, and after all that, we're back at full strength. 3-3, 5-on-5 overtime coming. Loose puck, picked up, sent down, icing, as it was dumped by Max Saludo.
Well, that was a fun 2 minutes of play right there, Zach, to go from 3-on-3, 4-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-4, and 5-on-5.
I will say, my grandmother, Carol, just texted me. She said the refs found their whistles a little late in the third, and that's exactly the point I was trying to make, as they missed some calls, and then all of a sudden they just started pouring in. Most of those penalties were obvious. You know, there wasn't arguing any of those, but still, Santorino shot gets tipped and will get redirected down behind the net. They'll fight for it. It's a possession battle between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers with the two guys they have down there. They turn it over to the Bulldogs. Cutting back is Santorino. Has a wrist shot. They score! Overtime winner! The Pios win it, and they pile on with Santorino. Game over. Trinity wins it. 4-3 the final tonight. They come all the way back from 3-0. Magic in the air at JFK.
You love to see it, Zach. Down 3-0 and able to just fight and fight and fight. And through it all, they kept calm and collective. And now to finally get this win, Bedford has obviously got to be very frustrated with the way things have turned out in this contest. But man, Zach, it's been a blast to be with you here.
Chris Santorino comes back from injury. Anthony Ronzello comes back. They both pot goals tonight. Max Polio with a big slot shot to get themselves going. I said Brady Soroyce needed to find his momentum. He pots a goal. This team comes together after being down 3-0. They had a rough little break in between the first and the second period. Bedford came out rolling in the second, and then things flipped over when Brady came out from that blue line, ripped that shot home. The Pioneers come all the way back from 3-0 to a very good Bedford team, and they improve to 4-1. This team is not going to be messed around with this year. The Pioneers are legit. They take down Bedford 4-3 on their home ice in overtime, and we are not done here on Manchester Public Television because we got Goffstown and Manchester at St. A's at 7:30. 3 stars of the night. Third star, I would say, will be Brady Soroyce, who really got this thing going for them. If it wasn't for that goal, it really set the tone and the momentum here. Second star is going to go to the tender, Joe Ronzello. After giving up 2 goals to Parker O'Toole, he had some magnificent saves in the back half of the game to keep Trinity in it. And without him, this would have gone way differently. Bedford would be walking out here as the winner if it wasn't for the sophomore star in net, Joe Ronzello. And you can't give the first star to anybody else besides Chris Santorino with the game-winning goal in overtime.
I agree, and I got to give a runner-up. I thought that the Fatorik was really good for Bedford. He had some great saves, and obviously you got to remember it was 3-0 Bedford advantage at one point or another, and got to give some love to Brooklyn as well for being a trainer and getting these guys back on the ice to be able to make things happen. But that's going to do it here for Zach. That's send us away here.
We'll pack up the equipment, head across the city to St. A's as Goffstown plays Manchester. From Jason Coney, Brendan McCormick, Joe Lahr, I'm Zach Johnston with Kyle Heavey here from JFK signing off. We'll be back here on Channel 16 in about an hour or so. Manchester versus Goffstown. Once again, 4-3 in overtime. The Pios take down the Bulldogs. They win it. They come back. 4-3 your final. Once again, signing off with Kyle Levy. I'm Zach Johnston. Have a good night. We'll see you later here on Channel 16.